This is the After Party, live with Kim McAllister. Pick a couch, grab a drink, and settle into the conversation.
It is the After Party live on Waterfall Wednesday. Welcome to it. Hi, everybody. Thank you for your patience. It's interesting because I had a post-show discussion with Mo and then had to set Mark Thompson up for a recorded interview that he's doing. So there's a lot going on in between, and yet still somehow managed to make it in here and do this show as well. So thank you for your patience. And I see everybody in the chat. Rhonda says, or Agent Kitty Feet says, I hate the seasons. Oh no. Yeah, we got a bit of a heat wave here in California moving in. I was reading to that end that there is a ski resort. Sorry, I was looking at the chat. Multitasking bad. A ski resort, Homewood Resort in Lake Tahoe. They've only been open for 3 months and they're already closing. So it's been kind of a short ski season, it would seem. Not the best year when you look at rainfall and you look at snow, at least here in California. So yeah, I see that. Looking at the chat, Rhonda's loving San Diego. Rhonda sent me 2 emails with great story ideas. Huge love and thank you to Rhonda. The first one that she sent is about blue dragons. I am so fascinated by these creatures. Rhonda, thank you so much for the stories. If you ever want to send me any ideas and thoughts, anything, kim@theafterparty.live is the email address. kim@theafterparty.live is where you can find me. And like Rhonda did, and thank you so much because she's got this amazing story about these rare blue dragons that are popping up all along the coast of Texas. And I absolutely love this piece on it. So I thought we could take a moment and check out what Rhonda sent in today.
If you recently traveled to parts of the Texas coast for spring break, you might have seen some of these animals. They are called blue dragons. While they're pretty interesting to look at, fascinating as well, wildlife experts are warning people to stay away from them if at all possible. So here to talk more about these animals is Jack Willens. He is a research aquarist with the Coral Reef and Ocean Health Lab at the Hart Research Institute. Jack, welcome to our show and thanks for being with us today.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
So let's begin by just talking to people about why they should avoid these creatures in particular. Is there anything specific that makes them harmful to us?
Yeah, one of the things that makes these animals unique is what they feed on. So they feed on Portuguese man-o'-wars, or the blue bottle jellyfish that we see sometimes washing up on our shores, and they can give quite a nasty sting. But one of the unique features that's really cool for these animals is that they take the stings from the jellyfish that they eat and they concentrate them. So they use them for their own form of defense. So their sting, if provoked or touched, then it can cause a sting as well. But because it's concentrated, it can be quite a lot worse than a regular jellyfish sting.
Yeah, that does not sound too fun at all for anybody who might be going to the beach right now. Are there any certain reasons why these are washing up more frequently along the Texas coast?
Yeah, at the moment, it is just because of the current weather patterns. So we're getting a lot of onshore winds. So what these animals do is, in order to catch the prey with obviously the man-o'-wars that float along the top of the water, they float just below the surface so that they can catch the jellyfish. So they're not strong enough swimmers to go against currents. So any wind that is blowing towards the shoreline will carry them towards the beach. And that's why they're washing up.
Well, if anybody is planning to go to the beach in the next few days or even next week, what's the best thing they should do?
The best thing to do is to avoid these animals. If you see one washed up on the beach, they are very small, but if you do notice them, it's best to look and take pictures because they are really cool, but don't touch the animals. That's the best way to avoid them.
Maybe best to leave it to the researchers to collect those.
Yes, yeah.
All right, Jack, thank you so much again for joining us. We appreciate you taking the time to do that.
There I am. So the blue dragons, got to stay away from those guys. Crazy. It's like something from sci-fi where they absorb all the stings of the jellyfish they've eaten and then they concentrate them into this massive powerful punch. Yeah, no thanks. We're gonna leave that alone. Thank you again to Rhonda for sending in that really cool story. Can we move now, though, to something going on here in California in Yosemite? There is a push to build 110 homes near Yosemite National Park. And this is a big controversy. The story comes from SF Gate. This new housing development is being proposed right at the border of Yosemite National Park. And park advocates and nearby residents are all very concerned about 110 modular homes that would go very close to the park's southern entrance. The story says 20% of these units are slated to be reserved for low-income residents. The developer, though, I guess there's some questions about Camp Yosemite LLC. That's the name of the developer. They're from Fullerton. And according to Mariposa County planning documents, this 31-acre property would only be accessed by traveling through the park on Park Service managed roadways. So that's not ideal. And they say that it could spell disaster. What if there was a wildfire or something? The National Parks Conservation Association director, name is Neil Desai, says this just doesn't fail the common sense test. It's irresponsible and dangerous, out of step with local, state, and national goals to preserve our national parks. And this application is coming at a point when Yosemite is at a major crisis. So what's interesting is that they would take this land to build. This is a gem. This is one of our, you know, our shining examples of preserving nature. I don't know why you would build so close to the park, right up to the edge of it. There's a homeowner that lives near this area that says building long-term housing in this area makes little sense. They worry that the low-income housing units would be misplaced in this area where there's very little access to public transportation or any reliable job opportunities. I don't know why you would want to put people out there. And I would be concerned about those folks as well. Yeah, it just doesn't seem like a good idea. Others are worried about potential public safety impacts related to building more than 100 homes in an area reachable only by a single access road. I mean, do we not learn the lessons of Paradise, California? Do we not learn the lessons of Lahaina, Maui, where there's very few roadways to get in and out of a place? Just no. One homeowner says the single biggest concern is safety in the event of fire or other emergencies. So, yeah, this area borders 900 acres, recently returned to the Southern Sierra Miwok tribe. Not Miwok, Miwok with a UK. It's a historical, relevant area that maybe we shouldn't be building on. Oh. The company, Camp Yosemite LLC, according to SF Gate, they quote the Mariposa Gazette, is being led by a former attorney who was disbarred by the state of California and a former plastic surgeon. And they've partnered on similar ventures as well. So, yeah, I don't know what's going to happen there in Yosemite, but there's a lot of pushback against it. When you look at this beautiful land, it's hard to imagine 110 modular homes in this area that is already so in crisis and doesn't have the infrastructure needed to support such a thing. Here's another Touron. No, this is the pygmy goat, but the Touron was a man arrested after climbing into the Pygmy Hippo's enclosure at this Thai zoo. You might recognize this Pygmy Hippo, Moo Deng, who was a viral sensation last year. This baby hippo born at the zoo in Thailand, super adorable. And I guess all that attention led to more unwanted attention where this man entered the enclosure last night while the zookeeper was away and no other visitors were around. The security footage shows a man wearing a black beanie, sunglasses, and a green tank top and brown shorts climbing into the enclosure and then approaching Moo Deng and her mother while holding a tablet. Looked like maybe he was recording, taking videos, this type of thing. So there's security footage that's been shared online of all of this. The guy stays in the enclosure for a minute or two before staff realizes, oh, there's somebody that's not supposed to be in there that's in there. He did not try to run, as police were called. So I don't know. The guy was arrested. Police have charged him with trespassing. The investigation continues. The zoo intends to pursue all legal action against him. Right now, the man has been released on bail, and the animals are safe. The pygmy hippos are safe, Moo Deng and her mother. But wow, why would you? I mean, I guess watching from afar, looking from the glass, behind the glass is not enough for you. You got to get right up in there. I mean, they seem sweet too. But I will say that I think hippos can be dangerous to humans. One of the animals where human interactions end with death, one of the deadliest animals, other than mosquitoes. Yeah, and perhaps pygmy hippos are different than regular hippos. But don't climb into the thing. Come on. Leave the hippos alone. They've done nothing to you. So awful. Are we still feeling the love for St. Patrick's Day? Here's a post St. Patrick's Day wrap up story. More than 1,000 people formed a human shamrock. It happened in the fine city of Dublin, Ohio. The Guinness World Record was broken as the city of Dublin, Ohio managed to arrange 1,050 people into this shape of this massive shamrock you can see on the screen here. It took place at the Riverside Crossing Park after the city's St. Patrick's Day parade. Everybody wearing green ponchos in order to participate in the giant human shamrock. And it was enough to break the current Guinness World Record for the largest human shamrock that was set by 815 people in Dublin, Ireland in 2013. It seems kind of wrong to take the record away from Dublin, Ireland. I guess they're going to have to step up their game over there. The president and CEO of Visit Dublin, Ohio says St. Patrick's Day is already a big moment for Dublin, but we wanted to create something people could literally be a part of. Seeing hundreds of people show up ready to form a giant shamrock together was a pretty magical way to celebrate the city's Irish spirit. Guinness World Record folks are still having to review this to make sure that the record has been surpassed and that Dublin, Ohio indeed has the largest amount of humans forming a giant green shamrock. But it looks like it's a go. We'll see. It's a cool shamrock. Now, of course, the shamrock race is on. Dublin, Ireland has to get back in it. You live in a part of a country where you're getting a lot of hail, perhaps? NASA's looking for hail pictures. They are hoping that by seeing the pictures of what people are experiencing, that it will allow them to improve severe storm forecasting. In Kansas City, Missouri, just a few days ago, March 10th, hailstones as large as grapefruits came down, hitting homes and businesses and vehicles. Lots of damage done in this area. And that's rare, but because of climate change, less so, less rare. So meteorologists say they still have a lot to learn about hailstorms in particular. It's difficult to anticipate the size of the ice chunks that will fall. Estimating how hail melts as it comes down to Earth is a challenge as well. So they want to know a little bit more about how hail functions. And to do that, they're hoping to get your pictures. They're asking the public, NASA researchers are, to help contribute to their ongoing hailstone investigation. They say as storm season gears up, there's no better time to familiarize yourself with the free hail tracking app, courtesy of the Community Collaborative Rain and Hail and Snow Network, Coco Raw HS Network. That's what they have. In case you happen to have hail pictures, I'll post the link to it in the chat in case you want to send NASA your hail picture. Here's the link. That's too long for me to tell you. It's science.nasa.gov, blah, 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 blah. But if you're looking for more information, you can find it in the chat here on the After Party Live, or you could also find it on the Popular Science magazine website. There's an article there. So they have this website and this study that they have designed in collaboration with the National Science Foundation and NOAA, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Association, and of course, NASA. This project relies on volunteer submission reports on local hail events. You can upload your storm details, including the date, the time, the location, and then your hailstone pictures, and it goes right to this app, this Coco Raw HS Network app. They should have come up with a better acronym. They say it takes 5 or 10 minutes to finish your event. They've got free training available. And they say a particularly dedicated citizen scientist can not only upload pictures, they can also go a step further. If you really want to get into helping this research, they are accepting your precipitation measurements using a rain gauge that they'll sell you for $42 as part of this study. The hope is that with the aid of the submissions from volunteer scientists, that NASA will be able to combine hail reports with archived satellite data to develop and hone their hail prediction models, as well as the melt profiles of the ice. And the melt profiles, they say, do more than just improve forecasting abilities. That's what allows meteorologists to estimate how various hailstone sizes melt over time. They say it's a good idea to wait until the hailstorm is over before you go out to take your measurements. They don't want you to get beamed with a giant baseball-sized loaf of ice, but they are looking for your pictures. Citizen scientists to the rescue. Here's an interesting find. Blue Spark says a lady in San Jose has a snowball from 1967 in her freezer. Is that true? Isn't that cool? I'll have to look it up. There'll be hail to pay. Well done, Nullifidian. Thank you. Love that. Rhonda says, yeah, we had the hail. Man. This lady found this super cool thing. It's a little figurine that looks like the head of a bull. This thing is 3,000 years old. It's a relic from the late Bronze Age. This woman just hiking along in Spain. It is a tauriform, a form of a bull. Form of bull. It's only the fourth tauriform ever discovered on this island in Majorca, Spain. Or the hills of Majorca, Spain, which is an island, I should say. So this hiker noticed this out-of-place object. It was a him, not a her, in his path while walking through the hills of Majorca, and then brought it to an archaeologist. They now think this relic is only 1¼ inches long, is a rare example of a metal bull sculpture that dates back more than 3,000 years. Yes. They say it could be part of a larger object, either the head of a small statuette or a decorative motif originally affixed to the horn of a larger bull's head. They don't know. They think it came from the post-Paleolithic period. That's from 550 to 123 BCE, 3,000 years ago. These Bronze Age cultures, named for their monumental stone towers, and known for innovations in pottery, fortified architecture, and metallurgy. And the bulls featured prominently throughout prehistoric Mediterranean agrarian communities. They were symbols often of seasonal cycles. We know Heather hates seasons, but they were symbols of this, of strength and of fertility too. This find is the first one in the last 50 years. And they say it's really important for archaeologists, especially in Majorca. Only 3 other Tauriforms have been documented on this island, but they're all now missing. Finding this artifact out in the open, just sitting on a trail, they say is extremely rare. The quote is, "It's unusual and indeed difficult to stumble upon a piece like this." It's remarkably preserved as well. So this hiker's discovery now sits in the possession of the Consul de Mallorca. Researchers will be doing more extensive analysis on this artifact. Eventually, it'll be on public display in a museum. And the researchers say they're deeply grateful to the hiker for seeking out the proper channels to ensure the protection of this piece, because it's an object that truly belongs to the public domain to be enjoyed by everyone. And I love that too. I mean, first of all, it's hard to know what you found, you know. Who would know that that's a 3,000-year-old Bronze Age artifact? But also, nice to take it to the right place, to get the right research done, you know, and not just sell it or put it on a shelf somewhere. Love that. I have another story, and this one also came from Rhonda. And we actually did the story yesterday, but Rhonda sent me this video that I have to say I really enjoyed. I think it's one of the best videos about I think I have it. One of the best videos about a meteor that I have seen. And so, Rhonda, throwing it down again, I'm going to share your video. It's about the meteor that was seen over Pennsylvania, Ohio, and New York. And they have lots of different pieces of video here in this latest piece. My apologies. Let me take you away, Tauriform. Off you go into the world. And check out this story. Once again, thanks, Rhonda, for this.
People in Ohio, Pennsylvania, and several other states saw this meteor shooting across the sky. Many also reported feeling and hearing a sonic boom. ABC's Rhiannon Alley has more from NASA on the rare incident.
Tonight, NASA says this bright red fireball streaking through the sky, moving at 40,000 miles per hour and seen from at least 10 states, is a rare daylight meteor crashing into Earth.
Oh, what the was that?
The asteroid bursting through the Earth's atmosphere, sending loud sonic booms. The blast so powerful it shook the ground, the rumbling registering on a seismograph.
It was just like a boom, like that.
The meteor seen just before 9 a.m. for barely 5 seconds, traveling more than 34 miles in the upper atmosphere before breaking apart above Medina, Ohio, and seen across the Northeast.
Anybody see or hear what blew up? Definitely too big for fireworks. We felt a shockwave. We're not sure what it is, but it was big.
NASA says the meteor, nearly 6 feet in diameter, weighing roughly 7 tons, lit up the sky. It was even spotted by a NOAA satellite in space, unleashing the same amount of energy as 250 tons of TNT.
This thing just broke apart violently, scattered fragments everywhere. And this explosion generated a shock wave or a pressure wave that traveled to the ground. And that's the explosions people saw.
Aisha Jones lives in Maple Heights outside Cleveland and had just put her small children down for a nap when she says her house shook.
I immediately thought that somebody ran into my house or something big had hit the house.
NASA says what makes this so uncommon is that it went over a populated area. And while 40,000 miles per hour is really fast for a human, it's actually slow for a meteor. Rhiannon Alley, ABC News, New York.
Thank you again to Rhonda for that great story. We'll finish it with, other than our waterfalls, the lotto of the day. And this story is about a lady, once again, who's won multiple times. This woman from South Carolina bought 4 lottery tickets and she won 4 times. All 4 tickets turn out to be winner winner chicken dinners. This lady from South Carolina goes in and buys 4 $5 scratch off tickets at this store called Stop a Minute. So she stopped a minute on West Main Street in Liberty, South Carolina. She said the first 2 tickets were $20 winners. So that's nice, right? The third was a $5 winner. And the last one was a neon jackpot game, and that one brought in $200,000. All 4 tickets were winners. She says, when it sinks in, I'll let you know how it feels. I still haven't wrapped my brain around this whole thing. She says she's going to use her 245 her $200,045 to go toward buying a new home. So, well done in South Carolina. All right, it is time for Waterfall Wednesday, and don't we need the relaxation and the release? I have for you these amazing waterfalls. The website iloveallinclusives.com has posted this story about the 15 most stunning waterfalls you've never heard of. I would argue that some of these we may have seen before, but some not. So let's start it. Oh, maybe we've seen this before, but we certainly haven't seen it like this. This is Tapia Falls in the Philippines. It's in the picturesque mountains of Ifugao, Philippines. Tapia Falls, Tappiya, Tapia. It's a hidden gem, a serene escape if you're looking for tranquility and a little bit of adventure, because the journey to get here, as you can tell in this remote location, is an experience. You hike through ancient, world-renowned rice terraces that have been crafted over 2 millennia by the Ifugao people. And as you reach the waterfalls, you're rewarded with the beautiful sight of water cascading into a crystal clear pool surrounded by lush tropical vegetation. They say this is perfect for a little swim. It's one of the less trodden paths in the Philippines, so it's a very peaceful retreat. There's cultural heritage here, so you kind of feel a presence, and not a lot of people, so you'll probably be one of very few people appreciating Tapia Falls. So, so pretty. We're coming back to America for this one. This is Soco Falls. And Soco Falls is in North Carolina in the Smoky Mountains near the Cherokee Indian Reservation. A serene double waterfall. You can see one on each side there. Hidden away just a short hike from accessible trails. It's a dual cascade dropping gracefully into a small, lush pool surrounded by a rich tapestry of native flora and fauna. It's beautiful, and it's also culturally significant. Part of the Eastern Band of Cherokee Indians' ancestral lands. A visit here, not just beautiful and relaxing, but also brings a profound connection to the natural cultural heritage of this region as well. Soco Falls in North Carolina. And back to the Philippines we go. This is so pretty, it doesn't even look real. Holy what? You know, sometimes I see a picture like this and you think, okay, there has to be something else. There has to be some kind of God, something, because this is too perfect. Too perfect. It almost looks like an AI image, but it isn't. This is Kawasan Falls in Cebu, Philippines. It's a triple-tiered cascade famous for its striking turquoise waters set against this lush tropical backdrop. To get there, it's a scenic hike along the Kabukalan River. Vibrant greenery, local wildlife, all builds anticipation for this stunning view. The first tier, with its expansive aquamarine pool, invites swimmers in for a little dip. The upper two falls, a little quieter, secluded spots for people that are seeking more tranquility. Kawasan Falls also serves as a cultural and recreational hub. There are some amenities here that will allow visitors to immerse themselves into this incredibly serene environment. Yes, please. Just take a minute and picture yourself either sitting on a rock by the edge or maybe swimming around, watching and hearing the crashing water in the distance. Magic. Well, from the Philippines, we are off to Scotland. This is the Falls of Falloch. Here it is. That's also beautiful. Within Loch Lomond and the Trossachs National Park, the Falls of Falloch offer a glorious blend. Pardon me, tea break. Oh no, I'm out of tea. A glorious blend of accessibility and natural drama. This is a very cherished spot in Scotland's rugged landscape. It's 30 feet tall, but the waterfall's power and the volume of water create a breathtaking scene. The backdrop is constantly changing with the season. The site a favorite for hikers traversing the West Highland Way. A lot of people pop over to take pictures here. The Falls of Falloch inspire poets and artists with a romantic ambiance. It is a symbol of the mystique of the Scottish Highlands. And from Scotland, off we go to Sweden. This waterfall, so beautiful. And I know that I am going to mess up the name, but I'll try. Here is a picture of Njupiskar. Njupiskar. N-J-U-P-E-S-K-A with 2 dots over it, R. I know I said it wrong. This is Sweden's tallest waterfall. Cascades dramatically from a height of about 305 feet or 93 meters. It's in the Fulufjället National Park. Best viewed during early spring and early summer when the melting mountain snow increased the flow. And it creates, you can kind of see it coming off the bottom there, this mist that pops up and shows the colors of rainbows when the sunlight catches just right. It's surrounded by ancient woodlands and the preserved national environment. Njupiskar, not only a sight to see, but it sits in a region of, again, significant geological and ecological interest. There are well-maintained trails that cater to both the experienced and the casual hiker. It is a secluded waterfall. It's a tranquil escape and a connection with untouched nature. We may have seen this one before, this next one from Yellowstone, but I think it bears another trip back. If we haven't seen it, we can enjoy it again or enjoy it for the first time. But here it is from Yellowstone. This is called Gibbon Falls, and it's in Yellowstone National Park. A lot of frequented sites in Yellowstone. This is less so. It's 84 feet long, goes along the Gibbon River, framed by beautifully lush forests and volcanic rock formations. There's a well-maintained overlook on Grand Loop Road, Gibbon Falls providing a spectacular, accessible viewing experience, captivating nature enthusiasts and casual visitors. Tranquil and beautiful. I know we've seen this one before, but it just doesn't get old. From Yellowstone to Iceland. Hyfoss. We've seen it, but man, is it something else. Oh, so beautiful. Again, this list is the 15 most stunning waterfalls you've never heard of. I mean, they must not know us very well. We know of a lot of waterfalls on this show. That's okay. This one tucked away near the active Hekla volcano in Iceland. Haifoss stands as one of the country's loftiest waterfalls, 400-foot drop into the valley. Framed by stark lava fields and lush vegetation, gives you a raw, thrilling glimpse into Iceland's diverse landscapes. Getting here is as thrilling as seeing it. You got to go through rugged trails. You do get to see an authentic slice of Icelandic wilderness, though. So if you're an intrepid traveler or photographer, you'll be rewarded with your off the beaten path trip. I will say we don't have to go off the beaten path. We're fine with the picture, right? In some cases, we can imagine being here. From Iceland, now we get to go to Australia. I love it. So here is Purling Brook. This is beautiful, this Australian waterfall. Purling Brook. It is in the ancient Gondwana rainforests of Australia in Queensland. A remarkable spectacle, plunging dramatically over a basalt cliff into a lush valley below. It's a horsetail waterfall. It's within Springbrook National Park, surrounded by a dense primeval forest, teeming with diverse wildlife. Rare birds, unique marsupials are here. There are well-maintained trails leading to various vantage points by which to view Purling Falls, inspiring views, and a misty spray, which often casts rainbows in the bright sunlight. Yes, please. I'll take it. Okay, from Australia, now off we go to Italy. Imagine living at the very top of this waterfall in this little yellow house at the very tippy top. Look at that. Can you even imagine? Okay, first of all, your house is in such a place that I would be freaked out to live there because earthquake. But what a view. Wow. This is Cascata del Tosse in Italy. It's in the Piedmont region, one of Europe's most expansive, awe-inspiring waterfalls. It's 469 feet, plunging down into a natural amphitheater. The waterfall stretches about 200 feet wide during its peak flow in the summer months, when melting alpine snow swells its waters. Getting here involves a picturesque drive through alpine landscapes, complete with getting to check out quaint villages and pristine nature. There's a viewing platform at the site where you can get a panoramic view of this waterfall and the verdant valley below. It's called a must-see. And check out that building at the top. I don't know. Well, from Italy, off we go to India. And check this out. This is called Umbrella Falls. Once again, we may have been to Umbrella Falls before, but I don't remember seeing it like this. This picture is gorgeous. Umbrella Falls in Maharashtra, India. I'm sorry if I messed up the name. It springs to life with the monsoon rains. It's a seasonal spectacle, Umbrella Falls is, renowned for its distinctive circular shape that spreads like the canopy of an umbrella over the rocks of the Pravara River. And it's surrounded by lush greenery of the Western Ghats. It's active from June through October. It's a vibrant hub for locals seeking respite in the cooling mist and the scenic views. Trails are winding through the area, and the nearby Wilson Dam enhances the flow here. Umbrella Falls, called a perfect blend of natural beauty and tranquil exploration. It is a hidden gem during the monsoon season of India. Next one is the Dialuma Falls. This one is in Sri Lanka, and I don't believe that we have been here before, but it is breathtaking. Here is I hope I'm saying it right, the Dialuma Falls, almost like Petaluma, but it's Dialuma. It's the second highest waterfall in Sri Lanka, 721-foot drop into a series of striking natural pools. It's near this town called Kozlonda, which is 200 kilometers from Colombo, Sri Lanka. Getting here is not easy. You've got to weave through lush landscapes and quaint villages. But in doing so, you get a snapshot of Sri Lankan life. The upper reaches of the falls have terraced pools that provide not only a refreshing swim, but panoramic views of the valley below. Raw beauty, serene atmosphere. It's a captivating stop for both nature lovers and hikers. It's the Dialuma. Boy, is that pretty. And I don't know if it's just the seasonal colors that are striking me with this next one, but we are off to Portugal to visit the Risco waterfall. And Risco is in Madeira, Portugal. And it sure is pretty, especially around the time of year where autumn hits. But isn't that beautiful? It's in Madeira's misty Laura Silva Forest. This is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Risco Waterfall cascading dramatically into a lush green valley. Got to take a scenic hike through dense prehistoric laurel forests to get here. There are distinctive plants and animals in this area found nowhere else on Earth. As you follow the trail, the sounds of this waterfall amplify, climaxing in a spectacular view of the water flowing over two rocky tiers, as written by iloveallinclusives.com. Risco Waterfall is a serene, panoramic, beautiful area with viewing platforms. It is a photographer's paradise and a must-see for anyone exploring the natural wonders of Portugal. Here's one we don't get here very often. This is Lebanon. And when you think Lebanon, maybe this is not what you had in mind. But wow, what an interesting gorge this is. Check this out. Wow. This is the Batara Gorge waterfall in Lebanon. It is hidden in Tanarine, Lebanon. This 837-foot plunge behind three natural limestone bridges. It's something out of a fairy tale. It's known as the Cave of Three Bridges, a geological masterpiece best visited in the spring or after heavy rains, when the waterfall reaches its peak flow, cascading into a sinkhole and vanishing into the earth. Getting here is a trek. You're winding through rugged terrain, stunning vistas, but it's very rewarding. Geologists, photographers, and anyone who loves natural wonder may want to take the trip to the Batara Gorge waterfall, an awe-inspiring experience that highlights profound impacts of natural forces. Look at that. I don't think I've ever seen anything like it. That's wow, just beautiful. Off we go to Slovenia. This is the Kozjak waterfall in Slovenia, and the color of the water is so beautiful. Here is a picture of the Kozjak waterfall. And once again, kind of looks like you're in a bit of a cave here as you look at this one. It is in the majestic Triglav National Park, famous for serene beauty and the dramatic journey of water through a narrow gorge into a tranquil emerald pool. You're taking a trek along the vibrant turquoise Soka River, the paths dotted with wooden bridges and lush woodland. And as you approach Kozjak, which is the most celebrated among 6 cascades or waterfalls in this area, this is where the water plunges into a rocky pool, creating an intimate amphitheater of natural stone carved by centuries of erosion. It's a secluded spot enclosed by towering rock walls with a peaceful escape and a visual feast. It sure is. I think we've seen this one before, but you know, you gotta love going to Oregon. The greenery, the lushness. This is Silver Falls in Oregon, and it sure is pretty. Have I given you too many waterfalls today? Am I feasting on waterfalls too much? Silver Falls in Oregon. So pretty. It's in the Silver Falls State Park. It's the crown jewel of the state park system. There's a dramatic hiking experience on the Trail of the 10 Falls, a spectacular path providing diverse vantage points of all the cascades, and it leads you directly behind the waterfall's dramatic 65-foot curtain. You get to walk behind the waterfall. I love that. The dense canopy of Douglas fir and hemlock, enhancing the mystical aura as you traverse the loop of Silver Falls. Unforgettable highlight because of its impressive height and the exhilarating sensation of walking behind this very powerful flow. Silver Falls, its adventure, its tranquility, and it's an experience in the Pacific Northwest. And there you go. Thanks to I Love All Inclusives for the great writing and the 15 most stunning waterfalls that you've never heard of. But of course we have. And now we have for real. So there it is. And that is Waterfall Wednesday. And I'll show the pictures again at the end. So huge thank you to everyone who contributes to the After Party Live. I'm just on a daily basis so touched that you want this show to continue, because that is why it is on. That is why we keep going. James S. throwing in via PayPal today. Jane O. coming in as well. Vanessa P. Scott R. Amy S. Thank you all so much for your recent contributions to the show PayPal account, which is listed in every day's show description and in the About tab here on YouTube for the After Party Live. And I did see this pop through. Wes in Florida coming in with the super chat super sticker. Can't stay for the whole show, he says, but wanted to fly by and sprinkle a little appreciation. Sprinkling received, and thank you so much, Wes, for contributing. You're so generous and kind, and I really appreciate it. Wes is playing with his robot today in Florida. No, I don't know. I don't know what he's doing, but thank you very much for the contribution. Really nice. All right, everybody, that is the show on this Wednesday. Mark returns to the Mark Thompson Show tomorrow. And I will say that David Katz will be on as well, the former federal prosecutor and now defense attorney. And I already have compiled so many great legal stories to talk about. And then tomorrow, of course, is the After Party Live Trivia Thursday, followed by the Nikki Maduro Show. Look forward to it every week. Cocktails, mocktails, and politics. Please set your phone's alarm so that you don't miss it. 5 p.m. Pacific on Thursdays, the Nikki Maduro Show will be live, and we love to have you join us for that. But until we meet again tomorrow at 11:30 a.m. For the Mark Thompson Show, make it a great rest of your Wednesday. Bye, everybody.
The After Party Live would like to thank the following contributors and viewers like you.
God, thank you so much for your contribution a couple of days ago. I think I didn't see it until after the show, and I put it on the screen yesterday, but I wanted to let you know that I saw it, and thank you so much for that. Really nice of you.